Hi everybody, I'm doing a really quick after the fact video of my 2003 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon brake. I actually had to replace the caliper. Oh, first and foremost, I am not a mechanic. I definitely don't claim to be. The reason I'm doing this is so that the layman who likes to be handy around the house or wants to even try, like myself, can kind of go out. I've watched videos online. I'm just giving you my point of view. So if I say something incorrect or it's incorrect or you find something better, please use them. But this is just my experience. So anyway, my caliper on my driver's side went last week, and it was the first time I ever replaced a caliper. I've done brakes before, but never a caliper. Did the caliper. Everything was fine. I have really bad OCD, so I'm going on a trip. I went to just check my caliper bolts just to make sure they were still snug. I noticed the top caliper bolt on my right side, I don't know if you can see it, this one right here, was just spinning. So I, hold on, where the heck are we? Oh, that sucks. So this guy was just spinning. And I got nervous, came in the garage, pulled the tire off, and I noticed that it was stripped. So I went and bought, at Ace Hardware, bought a tap, and the guy told me, oh, if you see enough thread to tap, it should work. Well, I tried a tap. I bought some longer bolts that, you know, were the same, just a little bit more. They're M8s on this particular model. It was an M8, 125 pitch. And then I found a video online of where somebody actually drilled out the hole and put a sleeve in there, and it was an M8 sleeve. And so again, I went back to Ace Hardware and I got an M8 sleeve. And so what I did is I ended up drilling out the top bracket. And the reason I'm doing all this is because the bracket is attached with all these suspension pieces here. All this is attached, so it's not a separate bracket for the brake assembly. It kind of is all one thing. It all goes together. These bolts here, yeah, these take it off, but then you also have to separate the suspension. That's above my pay grade, or at least it's above my pay grade this weekend. So anyway, I drilled it out. I put it in there. I used some JB Weld, like it said, and I snugged it up, and I'm telling you, it worked perfectly so far. So the reason I'm doing this is just a quick video to say, you know, in a pinch, if you don't want to have to replace all this, or, I mean, go to a mechanic because you'd have to take off the tie rods, you'd have to take off the suspension stuff, the whole 9 yards. So again, what I did is I drilled it. I ended up using a, the drill bit I ended up using, let me go over here and tell you the exact one, was a 3/8. I started with a 5/16, that one right through, and I ended up using a 3/8. It's a little big, so if you have something in between a 3/8 and a 5/16, that's the one I would use, but I didn't have that. I don't know why, but I just don't. So I had to use it. It slid right in. I ended up having to cut that M8 insert. I put it in a vise, and I marked it, cut it, put it with a simple hacksaw. But again, if you can't tell, but there is an insert right in, God, this sucks, sorry. There's an insert right in here in between the bracket and the caliper. Anyway, I'm not a mechanic. I just figured I'd give you my 2 cents on what to do. All I need to do is put the wheel back on, and hopefully it's good, but it's nice and tight, and it seems to have worked well. So again, that is my 2 cents from a non-professional point of view on what to do in a pinch. If you're seem to have stripped some threads inside your wheel brake where the glide pin goes. So I don't know if I did it. It seemed to be perfectly fine when I put it back together last week. But again, a week of my wife driving it, and then all of a sudden I noticed it was loose. So I don't know if it was just vibrations or if it was not in there good. Who knows? Who cares? But it seems to be fixed now. So hopefully it's good. Thanks.